Daddy, can we play Crayon Land, please?
I don't have time right now.
Daddy, can I play a game with your phone? I'm bored.
Okay, but I will soon collect my phone.
Mommy, who is baby?
Oh, give me that. What is this? Oh my goodness. Who is baby and for how long has this been going on?
It's not what you think, my love. It's you that I love. It means nothing, please.
How can date nights, secret messages, hotel nights, and another woman calling you baby comfortably mean nothing? And have you slept with her?
It just happened. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I will go to therapy. Whatever you need, please.
I didn't find out my husband was cheating because he confessed. Nobody warned me. I didn't even go looking for evidence. My daughter exposed him by accident. Till today, that part still hurts me badly. Imagine your child only wanting to play a game on her father's phone, then unknowingly opening the door to the worst heartbreak of your life. That day was normal. I had just cleaned the kitchen while my daughter was moving around, disturbing everybody the way children do when they're bored. She eventually went to meet her father in the living room. He was pressing phone as usual. That man and his phone and always together, tilting the screen, replying fast, locking it quickly, carrying it everywhere. I noticed all these things before, but like many married women, I kept explaining everything away. Maybe it's work. Maybe I'm overthinking. So when my daughter asked for his phone to play a game, I didn't think much of it, but he paused before handing it over. Small pause, but I noticed. Few minutes later, my daughter came to me holding the phone and asked, Mommy, who is baby? Omo, I froze. I asked what she meant, and she said, This lady said, I miss you, baby. Oh, my whole body went cold. Then she tapped the screen and said, See, she said she misses Daddy. I grabbed the phone immediately. The message said, I miss you, baby. Last night was too short. My knees almost gave way. I looked toward the living room and immediately our eyes met. That was when I knew. Guilty people have this look when truth escapes before they can hide it. I sent my daughter away gently, then asked him, Who is baby? First thing he said was, It's not what you think. I hate that sentence so much because what exactly should I think? I opened the chats and immediately I knew this wasn't new. Pet names, pictures, meetups, arguments, apologies, plans. This was a full relationship, not one mistake. One message even said, Make sure your wife doesn't get suspicious again. Again! That word broke me differently because it meant there had been previous lies and close calls, while this man was still coming home to act normal beside me. I asked him how long. He stayed quiet, then said, It didn't mean anything. I actually laughed because how can something that means nothing involve secret nights together and hidden messages? The worst part wasn't even the cheating. It was that my innocent child uncovered it. A little girl that still needs help brushing her teeth properly became the person that exposed my marriage. That night was terrible. He kept saying it was a mistake. But cheating is not one mistake. Texting is a decision. Lying is a decision. Meeting up is a decision. Hiding chats is a decision. Coming home to pretend is a decision. Few days later, my daughter said something else that completely finished me.
Mom, me and Daddy visited the pretty auntie. Can I visit her again?
We can talk about it later, sweetie.
She asked, Mommy, are we going to see the pretty auntie again? My heart dropped. Apparently, he had once taken her to meet the woman and told her not to tell me because it was a surprise. That was the moment something inside me died completely. Not only did he cheat, he involved my child in his lies. After that, I stopped trying emotionally. He begged, cried, involved family members, promised counseling, promised change. His mother even told me, Men make mistakes. Don't destroy your home. Meanwhile, he was the one that already destroyed it. Eventually, I left, not dramatically, just slowly, painfully, one decision at a time. And honestly, finding out saved me because if my daughter never touched that phone, I probably would have continued living beside betrayal while doubting my own instincts. If there's one thing I learned, it's this. Stop explaining away repeated patterns just to keep peace. Sometimes your body already knows what your heart is still trying to survive. My daughter used his phone. That's how I found out my husband was cheating. And that was the day my marriage ended. After my daughter left the room, I held his phone tightly and asked again, Who is baby? This man looked me straight in the eye and said, "It's not what you think." I hate that sentence so much because what exactly was I supposed to think after seeing, "I miss you, baby. Last night was too short." I opened the chats before he could collect the phone from me and immediately my heart sank. Omo. This was not one random mistake. This thing had history, pet names, pictures, arguments, apologies, meetups, inside jokes, full relationship. Meanwhile, this man had been coming home every day acting normal beside me. One message said, "Make sure your wife doesn't get suspicious again." Again? That word nearly finished me because it meant there were previous close calls, previous lies, previous moments where my intuition probably warned me, but I silenced myself just to keep peace in my marriage. I kept scrolling with shaking hands while he stood there saying my name over and over again, like that would suddenly change what I was seeing. Then I asked him, "How long has this been going on?" Silence. And honestly, sometimes silence is the loudest answer. I asked again louder this time, "How long?" Then he finally said, "It didn't mean anything." I actually laughed, like real laughter. Because how can something that means nothing involve hotel nights, secret messages, and another woman calling you baby comfortably?
But it means nothing, please.
How can date nights, secret messages, hotel nights, and another woman calling you baby comfortably mean nothing?
You slept with her.
It just happened. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I will go to therapy. Whatever you need, please forgive.
I asked him directly if he had slept with her. This man could not answer me properly. Instead, he started saying rubbish like, "It just happened." I was stressed. "We've been distant lately." See excuses. That was when I realized something about cheating people. Once they get caught, they start dressing selfishness in emotional grammar. Stress, loneliness, confusion, feeling disconnected, anything except the plain truth. And the plain truth was simple. He wanted his marriage and his side relationship at the same time. Comfort at home, excitement outside. Meanwhile, I was there being loyal and explaining away suspicious behavior because I didn't want to look like an insecure wife. That night we fought badly. He kept begging me not to overreact. Overreact? Sir, my child was the one that exposed your affair accidentally and I should calm down? At some point he started crying. Real tears. But honestly, I felt nothing at that moment except anger and humiliation. Because cheating is not one mistake. Sending texts is a decision, meeting up is a decision, deleting chats is a decision, lying every day is a decision. At some point, it stops being mistake and becomes a lifestyle. That night, he slept on the couch while I stayed awake staring at the ceiling. And the more I thought about things, the more old memories started making sense. The late nights, the smiling at his phone, the way he tilted the screen away, the irritation anytime I casually asked who he was chatting with. Women really need to stop insulting their own intuition just to maintain peace. Because deep down, most times your spirit already knows something is wrong long before proof shows up. After that night, something inside me changed completely. I was still moving around the house, still cooking, still taking care of my daughter, still answering people normally. But emotionally? Omo, I had checked out halfway already. And the funny thing is, once cheaters get caught, they suddenly become the perfect partner overnight. This man that barely explained himself before suddenly wanted communication. Suddenly he wanted honesty. Suddenly he wanted us to fight for the marriage. Suddenly he was attentive, soft-spoken, helpful. Too late, because where was all that energy when he was busy protecting another relationship behind my back? The next morning, he started trying to explain everything properly. According to him, the affair started during a period when he was stressed. He said we became distant, said he felt lonely, said one thing led to another. I just kept looking at him because honestly, once trust breaks, excuses start sounding insulting. Especially when the person lying to you thinks emotional grammar will somehow reduce the damage. Stress does not accidentally book hotel rooms. Loneliness does not accidentally save another woman's name as baby. Distance does not accidentally create months of secret conversations. Those things require planning, effort, consistency. And that was what hurt me badly, the consistency. This wasn't one bad night. This man had been maintaining another relationship carefully while still coming home to eat my food and sleep beside me comfortably. At some point, he even said, "I didn't want to lose my family." That statement nearly made me angry again because if you truly don't want to lose something, you protect it. You don't gamble with it repeatedly. But the thing that finally finished me happened a few days later. My daughter was sitting on the floor coloring and talking to herself the way children do. Then randomly, she looked up and asked me, "Mommy, are we going to see the pretty auntie again?" My heart literally skipped. I tried to stay calm and asked, "What pretty auntie?" Then she smiled and said, "The one Daddy bought ice cream for." Omo. I felt cold immediately. I crouched beside her carefully and asked, "When did you meet her?" Then my daughter started explaining happily that one day her daddy took her out and they met one lady. According to her, the woman was very nice. She talked to her, laughed with her, bought her ice cream, and at the end, her daddy told her not to tell mommy because it was a surprise. I cannot even explain the kind of pain that entered my chest at that moment. Not only was this man cheating, he involved my child in his lies. That was the moment something inside me died completely. Because cheating on me was one thing, but introducing my daughter to your side chick, bringing my innocent child close to your secret life, telling her to keep secrets from me, that crossed another line entirely. When I confronted him, he panicked immediately. Started talking too fast, saying it wasn't what it looked like, saying he only ran into her accidentally, saying our daughter didn't understand anything. Exactly, she didn't understand. Which is exactly why he should have protected her from all that nonsense. But selfish people rarely protect innocence properly. They protect convenience. After that, I started looking at my whole marriage differently. Not just the affair, everything. I started realizing how much I had normalized just to keep peace. How often I swallowed discomfort. How many times I ignored my own instincts because I didn't want drama. How much emotional weight I had been carrying alone while this man was busy giving his attention somewhere else. And once a woman starts seeing clearly, many things start dying at once. Not just love. Excuses too. Denial. False hope. Illusions. He kept trying though. Flowers. Long apology texts. Crying. Begging. Promises. Even involving family members. Then his mother called me one afternoon and said something that almost made me lose my mind completely. She said, "Men make mistakes. Don't destroy your home over this." Destroy my home? That sentence irritated me so badly because somehow society always finds a way to place the responsibility of saving the marriage on the woman, even when the man is the one that poured fuel everywhere and lit the match. He cheated. He lied. He involved my child. But somehow I was the one expected to quietly absorb everything and keep the family together like nothing happened. Honestly, that was when I knew this marriage would never feel safe for me again. After everything that happened, he refused to accept that I was already mentally leaving the marriage. At first, he thought it was just anger. He kept saying, "You'll calm down. We can fix this. Don't let one mistake destroy everything." One mistake. Cheating people really love that phrase. As if betrayal is one tiny accident that happened once by mistake, and not a full series of conscious decisions repeated over and over again. This man was calling another woman baby, meeting her secretly, sleeping with her, lying to me daily, introducing my daughter to her. Then somehow I was supposed to reduce all that to one mistake. Please. The more he begged, the more irritated I became because now he suddenly understood effort. Suddenly, he knew how to communicate. Suddenly, he knew how to listen. Suddenly, he noticed my pain. Funny how some people only become attentive after consequences enter the room. Before I found out, he had all the opportunity in the world to protect our marriage. After I found out, suddenly he wanted to fight for it. At some point, he even started crying again, saying, "I don't want another man raising my child." That statement annoyed me badly, because where was all this deep love for family when he was busy risking the same family for temporary excitement? One thing I noticed throughout that period was this. People who betray you will still expect you to comfort them once they get caught. You'll be the one shattered emotionally, but somehow they'll still want sympathy because they feel guilty. And if you're not careful, you'll spend more time managing their guilt than healing your own pain. I refused. Then family members started entering the matter. Omo, that part drained me seriously. One auntie called me and said, "All men cheat, don't be too emotional." Another person said, "At least he came back home to you." As if I should be grateful that my husband returned home after disrespecting me outside. I started realizing how normalized cheating has become in some people's minds. People were more worried about me leaving than they were about what he actually did. Nobody was asking why a married man was introducing his child to another woman. Nobody was asking why he was comfortable lying repeatedly. The focus became, "Please forgive him. Think about your daughter. Don't let outsiders laugh at your marriage." Meanwhile, I was the one carrying humiliation every single day. One evening, after another long conversation where everybody was basically encouraging me to manage the situation, I sat alone and asked myself one honest question. If my daughter grows up and faces this exact situation one day, what advice would I give her? The answer came immediately. I would tell her she deserves honesty, peace, respect. Not a marriage where she constantly has to ignore her instincts just to keep a man comfortable. That realization changed something inside me, because sometimes we tolerate things for ourselves that we would never advise people we love to accept. From there, I started quietly planning my exit emotionally and mentally. Not dramatically, not revengefully, just seriously. I started speaking to a lawyer privately. Started understanding my options. Started preparing myself for the reality that my marriage might truly be over. And honestly, the more clarity I got, the lighter I started feeling. Not happy, definitely not happy, but clearer. There's a difference. Pain with direction feels different from pain mixed with confusion. Meanwhile, once he realized I was serious about leaving, his behavior slowly started changing. The begging reduced. Then blame entered small. Suddenly, I was too emotional, too unforgiving, too proud, too influenced by social media. Interesting. When I was tolerating disrespect quietly, I was considered mature. The moment I chose consequences, I became difficult. That also taught me something important. Some people only love your patience when it benefits them. The moment your boundaries inconvenience them, they suddenly start describing you as wicked. But honestly, by then I was already tired emotionally. Some nights I cried till my chest hurt. Some nights I missed the man I thought I married. And that part is painful because sometimes you don't even miss the actual person. You miss the version of them you believed was real. I would look at my daughter sleeping peacefully and feel anger mixed with sadness. Because children deserve stability. They deserve honesty. They deserve homes that feel emotionally safe. And the hardest part was accepting that sometimes a broken marriage hurts children less than a toxic one hidden behind fake peace. That truth took me time to accept. But once I accepted it, I knew I could never go back to pretending everything was normal again. Eventually I left, not with one dramatic movie scene. Not overnight, not by packing my bags angrily at 2 a.m. I left slowly, painfully, one decision at a time. One conversation at a time, one boundary at a time. And honestly, that kind of leaving is sometimes harder because every step forces you to fully accept that the life you thought you had is ending right in front of you. The separation process was ugly emotionally. One minute he was begging. Next minute he was blaming me. Then begging again. Then acting angry. Then crying. It was exhausting. And that's when I noticed something else about some people. Their remorse only lasts while they still believe remorse can control your reaction. The moment they realize you are serious about leaving, their attitude starts changing. Suddenly, I became heartless. Suddenly, I was breaking the family. Suddenly, I was allowing outsiders influence me. Meanwhile, this same man had no problem destroying the peace in our home while he was enjoying himself secretly. I remember one particular night after everybody slept, I sat alone and started thinking about all the signs I ignored. The late nights, the constant phone pressing, the way he tilted his screen, the sudden irritation anytime I casually asked questions, the emotional distance, the secrecy. Deep down, I had noticed many things long before proof showed up. I just kept talking myself out of my own instincts because I wanted peace. And honestly, that's one thing I wish more women understood. Stop forcing yourself to feel crazy just because the truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes your body notices danger before your heart is emotionally ready to accept it. Looking back now, the affair itself hurt me badly, yes. But what hurt me most was the deception, the acting, the ability to wake up every day, look me in the eye, laugh with me, eat my food, play with our child, while maintaining another relationship comfortably behind my back. That kind of betrayal changes something inside a person. For a long time, I kept replaying the exact moment everything changed. My daughter holding that phone, her innocent face, that small question, "Mommy, who is baby?" Till today, that sentence still echoes in my mind sometimes. Because life is strange. Sometimes everything falls apart loudly, and sometimes your entire marriage quietly collapses in one ordinary afternoon while a child innocently asks a question. The painful part is that if my daughter never picked up that phone that day, I honestly don't know how long the lies would have continued. I would have kept doubting myself, kept explaining away suspicious behavior, kept trying harder in a marriage he was already betraying secretly. So as painful as the truth was, it also saved me. It freed me from constantly shrinking my instincts just to maintain fake peace. And as for him, he lost more than he expected. Because cheaters always think they're managing the situation perfectly. They think they can balance lies carefully, balance family and affairs, balance appearances and secrets, until one small crack opens, and everything caves in. His own crack was a phone, and a little girl who only wanted to play game. Today, I'm healing slowly, not perfectly. Some scars don't disappear overnight, but I can finally breathe without constantly feeling suspicious, anxious, or emotionally unsafe in my own home. And honestly, peace feels better than pretending. If there's one thing I learned from everything, it's this. Pay attention to repeated patterns. Pay attention to your discomfort. Pay attention to the things you constantly explain away just to avoid conflict. Because sometimes your intuition is not insecurity. Sometimes it's warning. My daughter used his phone. That's how I found out my husband was cheating. And that was the day my marriage ended. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, follow, and share. And honestly, tell me in the comments, if you found out this way, would you leave immediately, or would you still try to forgive?